The interactions between humans and animals is integral to our survival. But the effects we have on those animals may be more detrimental than we believe. In this video, I hope to show you the effects that we have on the most humblest of animals, the horseshoe crab. The horseshoe crab has lived for over 450 million years without change or alteration to its biology. Although it looks and behaves like a crab, it is actually not a crab at all. It is actually an arachnid. The anatomy of the horseshoe crab is quite remarkable, as they are unlike any animal currently alive. Instead of using iron to transport oxygen throughout the body, the horseshoe crab uses copper, which gives it a bright blue color. This blue blood contains amoebocytes, a unique form of cell that congregates around bacteria to create a sort of jelly casing. This is why they are so vital to human civilization. These amoebocytes can detect bacteria in minuscule amounts and is vital to the creation and safety of vaccinations. This unique property of blue blood is what gives it the value of $20,000 per liter. Horseshoe crabs are collected from the wild and then are brought into special processing plants where they are bled of 30% of their blood and then later released back into the wild. This gives humans a sort of parasitic relationship with the horseshoe crab. This creates an ethical conundrum, as the industry claims that they rejuvenate in the wild, but recent research has proven otherwise. Over 30% of those horseshoe crabs released do not survive within the first 2 weeks of being released. Furthermore, the females that survive this process may be unable to reproduce in the wild, further declining the horseshoe crab population. Another prominent use of horseshoe crabs is as live bait to capture eels and conchs. There are speculation that some companies that breed horseshoe crabs, instead of releasing them back into the wild, will sell them off to live bait markets. These threats to the horseshoe crab population has caused the species to be classified as vulnerable. Now, what can be done for this animal that has survived successfully in nature before humanity, before all life on land? Conservation efforts for the horseshoe crab is more difficult than that of its mammalian cousins. Seeing as horseshoe crabs have got a very low intelligence, or at the very least, inability to communicate that intelligence, there are laws being placed in most states of America where it is illegal to fish with horseshoe crabs. This has less to do with the welfare of the horseshoe crab, but is more in relation to its impact on humanity if the population is reduced, as well as a food source for other more endangered species. Another solution may be the domestication of the horseshoe crab, or at the very least, planned farming. The potential for the horseshoe crab to be domesticated is not very likely, as they do not appear to have a social hierarchy, which is one of the key essential components of domestication, although the research in this area is lacking. But the farming of horseshoe crabs is an extremely viable option, where they could be bled and then kept in a controlled environment and made sure that they are recovered before being released or reharvested. A third option, and the most likely option we'll see in the future, is the removal of horseshoe crabs altogether, as the value of the horseshoe crab is not on the crab itself, but merely the blood it contains. Each horseshoe crab has around $10,000 worth of blood in them at any moment. Now, this blood has been reproduced artificially In 2003, a scientist had nailed down the clotting factor that gave the blood its unique and very valuable properties. But the problem why it was not introduced recently was because he patented, and it was extremely expensive when compared to the horseshoe crab blood. So the option was not followed until recently, when other manufacturers had discovered the method and had started competing with the market, as well as the new form of horseshoe crab blood has been welcomed by European regulators.